Hello, Sanibonani. Welcome back to another Thenjiwe Comedy live talk show. Ngiyathemba sonke siyaphila emakhaya. Where are you? And don't think I am crazy. It is so hot where I am. Yeah, and I can't use any cooling system because ibanga umsindo, aircon ibanga umsindo, ifan ibanga umsindo. So yeah, please do forgive me for my sweating. Kuyashisa. It is boiling hot. Yeah, so please do forgive me for that. But niyathemba ni right lapho any corner. Today is gonna be a very, very interesting show. It's about abantu abangafuni ukondla. Hey, sikhathele baba ka World Cup. Bashiye nezingane bahamba ekogoli. Bayithi nasondla iy'ngane manje. Ogogo imali yabo yempesheni abayi-enjoy. Nazi iy'ngane fanele bathengele o-World Cup iy'nto zakhisimusi namadenoni. So nje today sizoqondisa lelo gwegwe lokuthi hhayi madoda kondliwa. Masangena ngicela bingelela nisitshele ukuthi nisibuka nikuphi. It's gonna be a nice day today. It's a very hot topic. Hot day, hot topic. So we are mesha kuyahambisana. We have a guest ke namhlanje. Nginesho nizomthanda kakhulu. Guest yethu Wandile Dladla. Angizochaza kokuningi kodwa nizoyithanda kakhulu into azosixoxela ngayo, and it's nice ukuthi sibe nomuntu wesilisa because bayacasha mase sikhuluma ngezinto ezinjena. Bayacasha ngenibone lana mengabe sinama discussion igcine kwabantu besifazane kuphela. So I was very happy ukuthi how kanti khona abantu besilisa abayicabangelayo abasicabangelayo nathi. Yo, hayi kwazi kwamnandi eSouth Africa. Awuthi simngenise uWandile. Please, as you enter the stream, do let us know ukuthi usibuka ukuphi so that we have an idea of ukuthi sibangakanani sikuphi. Thank you so much. Wandile, thokoza gogo. Njani?
Ngiyaphila njani?
Hayi ngiyaphila nami ngiyaphila. Hayi bo saze sanenkinga. Awuthi ngikuyekele kuqala ubingelele.
Ngibingelela wonke umuntu all across the globe wherever you are. Sisithenjwe ngikhumbuza UK. Hayi ngangiyithanda UK. But the winters are really harsh. But yeah, everybody wherever you yeah, no, it's very, very harsh in winter.
Extreme weather yalana. The summer is extreme, the winter is extreme. Iy'nhliziyo zabo zi-extreme. Yonke into nje yabo i-extreme.
Cool.
Yeah, so today was very, very hot days. It's been very hot, and they're predicting a very hot summer, which is a shame because sizobe sivaleleke emakhaya. But yeah. Yeah, one day.
Yeah.
Yini edala abantu besilisa bangafuni kangaka ukondla?
You know what? Asithathe asingayikhi la phezulu. Asicale phansi la icale khona. Bese sikubisele emuva in apartheid times. Umlungu wasethi kithina, well, they sat around by themselves and they thought to themselves, you know what? We are emancipating the black man and his mind by keeping him employed and teaching him the skills Uma factory. What we're actually doing is empowering the black man and the black family to be able to be empowered by themselves. So they then sat around the table and batted bona to each other, asbakhiphe la madoda, because remember, the man is the head of the household. So if the man cannot earn a salary, cannot make a living for himself, then we've killed the black family, because what we'll do then is we'll empower umfazi, we'll hire black women ey'khundleni zamadoda so that they earn what these women what these men were earning. And in that space, what they were doing is they were destroying the black home from the top downwards. So they really killed us in that sense. Every single township, whether it was Pitori, it was Johannesburg, wherever a township was, there was a factory. you know, wakusetshenzwa emafemini, ubaba bebasebenza emafemini. So when they killed that, they strategically knew exactly what they were doing. So in doing that, they were killing the black home. So what they babulala lokuthi ubaba uzowondla. We were going to empower umama, and we are going to move the male out of the home. And that is why namhlanje we have women-headed households. Abubaba beko.
Yabona ukuthi lento iqala kude. I want to show you something. This book, and I've recommended it on this platform before. Guys, please do read it. It's very powerful. It's about how to make a slave, the making of a slave. And it says exactly lezi zinto ayishoyo. Let's empower the black men, empower the black women. Uqedile umuzi omnyama. There's another one. Someone on this platform recommended this one for me, and it's a very good book. And the same person who, on this platform as well recommended this book for me. There, yeah. How to market and sell like a prostitute. Yeah, I just wanted to share that. But the most important book of all is this one. It's exactly what you are saying. Disempower the black man, empower the black woman. Aye, Quebec.
So for me now, in what they were doing is they were empowering the black woman, and empowering the black woman and disempowering the black men. Lo black woman empowerayo, uzoshadwa ubani? Who is going to be her equal in the house, or who is going to be her partner endlini? And they strategically did this so that a black brother would not be able to still be the man that we grew up traditionally knowing a black man to be. So this was systematically done. And unfortunately, we are falling into it as abantu abamnyama, is that the system hasn't changed. And until thina abantu abamnyama sishintshe system of what we are doing, the system is going to create more and more and more of this thing that we are having in our communities. Ubaba plants a seed and he disappears. And until sikucula our mindsets, we are going to fall deeper into this trap, because the system has never changed. Ungakhohlwa, apartheid did not lose, it won. Because its systems are still applied nanamhlanje. All that they did was they gave us a little bit to come down. So we only got enough to say, sesingcono. We didn't get what we wanted. So we never changed.
Uma uti the systems still apply. It hurts me because just today I was reading in the papers the new vaccine trials, the Oxford vaccine trials are being trialed in South Africa. And I'm like, why in South Africa? Are we pigs? In 2020, why don't trial with your own people? Why don't trial with countries in the EU? Why us? And our numbers are not half as bad as their own numbers. Our numbers are not half as bad as the numbers of other countries within the EU. Why trial with us? Even in 2020, guys, it's a trial on us. And we know it's a black man who's not well learned and well read, who's just gonna sign. Who reads a spell the look to sign on? Sign would say job. Usayine kanti ususayinela ama trials, because we do not read. Wes usesibhedlela uyagula uzofunda nini? So yeah, that's just something I wanted to share. It broke my heart. So in 2020, sisasetshenziswa for ama trials. Guys, let us be careful. And if kunomuntu ogulayo kini noma nawe ugula, please find out ukuthi yini lo jovwa ngayo, yini le efakwa kuwena, because the vaccine is now in South Africa for ama trials. Akaphasi nokuphasa. Kodwa iyo trial e South Africa akaphasi ukuthi iphasile ngasebenza. Hayi.
Let me show you a perfect example. The black man will always be the first guinea pig. Kukhona into angazi ukuthi eKZN naniyibiza yini ngani?
9. Nyla.
I was at school when this bus police wafika i-truck yabelungu kuthiwa you know, it's the health department, and we all had to line up in queues, and we all got it. None of our parents were given consent forms. None of our parents were told what it was. We were just told it was for measles, and we all
then
had to.
Orange noma papamuzi.
Yes, bese siyajabula siyingane sithi thank you, but it was actually a population control measure.
And that is not in our history books, which is what I don't like about South Africa. You're most likely to learn that in a British school than you would in a South African school. We are not being taught our real history.
Exactly. So, I mean, stuff like that. It was a population control mechanism, which just shows you what is system and the more that we don't learn about ourselves, we are perpetuating the victim self to ourselves as Black people, and you have no right as a people who doesn't know themselves to say this was done to us. We've suffered enough.
That's why I'm an advocate of Black people from all over the world.
Yes.
Reading this book, because if you do not know when and where you were broken, how do you know where to fix yourselves? So this tells you how we were broken, what systems were used. Therefore, you can be able to fix yourself. You can't fix something where you don't know where was it broken, where is it broken. I know it's broken, but I don't know where, I don't know how. Yeah.
So when we go to the origins of where we got broken, is we got broken in our spiritual beliefs. We were introduced to a belief system that was parallel to ours. So they knew that if we bring something that's totally new, these people would it's not theirs. So what we do is we create something, and what we start doing is we start changing the journey, you know, start adding things. If we go back, the 10 commandments, if you go back to Egyptian times, there was a scroll, the Mahan scrolls, 25 recommendations that said to you, if you want to live a pleasant life, a happy life, here are 25 recommendations. What they then did is they took the 25 and they squashed them into 10, and they said, these are the commandments. It's not a recommendation anymore. We are commanding you to live like this.
Let's go through the commandment. What's the first commandment?
Angwazi, because I have no interest, because I don't live by men's rules, so I'm not commanded. So I don't even know them anymore. I have unwashed them out of my head because I grew up under a Christian home, and we were forced to follow this. But I've unwashed them from my mind because I cannot be commanded. Because he knows better, but he doesn't command me because he's given me the ability to be able to choose.
Okay, let me find them. I want to find them for you.
Please do.
Because I want to go through them. I think I've found them. Just give me a minute.
No problem.
Please give me a minute.
Unlike you in the UK, Tina, in South Africa, it's cold. Hey.
Hey, right now I could do anything for a bit of cold. It is just so hot. Look, the sun is piercing through the windows. The windows are closed, but it's so hot that you even can still see. Yeah.
That's one.
Yeah, they are. Let's go through them.
100%.
Can you see them properly?
Yeah.
Let me get another one. Do forgive me.
Yeah.
The things look better.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's much better.
Okay, number 1. Thou shalt not have other gods. Thou shalt not have other gods. But it's okay to worship the Queen of England. Don't have other gods. Forget your gods. Forget your ancestors. Forget the people that you grew up being told to respect. These are your own hierarchy, but do worship and respect the Queen of England, all her laws, all her rules, so much so that you go to other countries in Africa, you find our dear lawyers even wearing other people's hair to represent them being able to make the laws in the country, because with their own hair, they can't be respected. That's how much you are being disrespected. To be a lawyer, to be a lawmaker in your own land, you must look like a white man. You must wear their hair. You can't be a lawmaker and represent yourself, represent your people. Because when they say, thou shalt not worship other gods, it means your gods. It doesn't mean them. It doesn't mean their gods. Yeah. Hayi kunzima ukuba ithina ukhulume Wandile khuluma lapho.
I want to find Istombe, and I want to show you how deep the indoctrination is that we have suffered over the years. You know, Usiswam Umbalu Wakakumalo put it up, and I found it scary. Uguti, you know, you don't have to look far. Let me try and find it here. You know, it's a picture of. Oh, there we go. Yeah.
Makers, guys. This is how you must look. This is when they say, okay, when you are not like the rest of them, you are smart.
I'll find you.
So you must put on our hair. We approve of you, but not of you as you are, not of you completely. You can't make any laws. You can't go to the court of law unless you look like us. I don't know why in 2020 our lawmakers are still agreeing to this nonsense.
Yeah. So
yeah,
we are, you know, we are. Here's the picture. You know, I don't know if it's clear.
the picture of Jesus. Please send it to me on WhatsApp if you can.
Okay. The indoctrination is that powerful that they fed you, or they rather, let me say, they fed us an image of who God actually looked like. And funny part is, he did not look like us. So how we were meant to praise this God? Because mina iBhayibheli lesikhathi ngisalifunda lalithi kumina I was made in his image. So I want to ask you, do I look like that? Is that the image that I have? Do I look like that as a black person? So if you are giving me and spoon feeding me this God who does not look like me, who does not believe in the things that I do, who does not come from the ancestral lineage that I come from, how do I relate to this God that you're speaking of? The teachings.
This God who has people who look like you are telling me I'm not worthy to vote, who are telling me I'm a slave, who are telling me I don't have equal rights.
Yes.
Because it's okay for me to suffer on earth. It will be fine when I get to heaven. Suffer on earth is overright as you win. Will they even allow me to enter their own heaven when they can't even share places and things with me here on earth?
My question is, the Arab has his heaven here on earth. The white man is living his heaven here on earth. The East Indians, the guys in Dubai, the Muslims are having their heaven here. Why can the black man not have his heaven here on earth? Why must I wait for a place in heaven to share this golden streets where I've never touched a gold bar with my own hands here on earth? How will I manage the riches of heaven when you haven't taught me here on earth how to be rich?
Mm. Yeah. Yeah.
So you see how in the world that goes, it's not just it's just not into your mind. It is a long. They have invested billions into
Yes.
killing the mindset of the black man.
I'm sorry, Wuti, this thing has had to go into the Bible, but I want us to go through these 10 commandments, because what you are saying is very deep, and it's something we don't talk about as black people, because we were sisajiswe ngokuthi you won't go to heaven. I don't want to go to heaven. I want my heaven on earth. I want to be happy here. I don't want to be happy when my body has rotted. I want equality here. I don't want to die before I can get equality. I want to be treated right here. I don't want to watch people being treated better only for me to think I'll be treated better. I'm not saying feel. There's a bit of a noise. But second commandment, no graven images or okay, these things it's no graven images or likeness. Uyayizwa lapho? Ikhuluma ngey'thombe zabanye abantu, yet you were just showing me a photo that is an image of Jesus, who is the Son of God. Everywhere you go, it's that image ikhona lapho. Everywhere you go, but kuthiwani no images.
So my question is, uma ngithatha ukhokho mkhulu wami, who I have a photo of, ngithi khehla lami ngicela kuwena ungikhanyisele ngoba lapho uhleli khona kusemathongeni, uhleli nalabo abaphilayo ababona ngale kwentaba. I am not worshiping him. I am asking for guidance from those that guided me, because they've walked this journey prior to my walking it. Ukhumbule ukuthi umvelincane is the one who sets the course. So he says, this is where we are going. Here's the destination. Besunikeza amathonga kini, your ancestors, the map of how you are meant to go. Bese ke kuba wena, the traveler, who comes and says, Baba, gogo mkhulu khehla, where do I go? Bese bayakunikeza guidance ukuthi left ngane yami, right ngane yami, lana you need to speed up, here you need to slow down, here you need to jump, here you need to go under the tree. But now what they've been feeding us is saying, don't ask any questions, pray to God and he will answer you. But he's already done that. He's already given us the map with our ancestry.
Sorry, yet when they came, we're already saying Omkhulu Bomkhulu, which was then changed to Nkulunkulu, because now we respected God so much that we couldn't directly address him. Just like you don't address your father in a normal family household, you go through your mother or through your older sibling. Nankulunkulu, we're not saying asithi gogo yenza ukuthi, but we speak through our ancestors, those who lived with us, those who lived before us, those who know us, those who like esamba laba behamba khona, they know what they left. Yeah, I wanna play you something. Just give me a second. I just wanna play you something. Where are we? Yo, nazo ke izinto. Where are we, Nazo? Okay, let me play it. I wish I had downloaded it, but I didn't have
Jesus
time.
Jesus Christ has been trending in Africa after he visited Kenya for an international Christian crusade. If you know Jesus loves you.
No, I'm gonna have to download it because I'm not sure if you can see it. Can you see what I'm trying to share? The news. Wandile.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just drop a link. I'll just drop a link, and then people can go and watch it themselves. Let me drop a link. Watch it after the show, please. But it's basically about, you remember that story of when Jesus went to Kenya last year? I'll send you a link. I did the news about it. Jesus was apparently seen in Kenya. Yeah. We are so far behind. We are so far behind. I want to show you a picture of it for those who do not know. But there are so many. You can just Google it. Just put Jesus in Kenya if you did not see it. It's trended. It was all over the place. You must have seen it somewhere at some point. They even assigned the army to look after him. This was last year. And then someone you've been told was your God. How are you not going to be scared? And you've been told that he will come back. How are you not going to be scared and not worship him? Here. What's the next commandment? Thou shalt not take the Lord's name in vain. Thou shalt not take the Lord's name in vain. But they are the only people who are called Lords and Your Highness and your worship. But don't call each other that. Call us your Lords, your says. What do you say to that?
You know, the indoctrination is so real that they've made us take away from the beauty of our own language. Bona bese sibiza umfazi sithi inkosikazi. We are giving the respect and the queenship to our queens when we call you sithi inkosikazi. You know, and you know, our language itself is so respectful and it is so uplifting that we were actually taught that language to aina meaning. It's just, and they suppressed it. And when you start suppressing someone in their language, you start teaching them how to speak, what to say, when to say it, when to speak, how you control inkulumo yakhe. And once you've controlled inkulumo yakhe, then the mind is now so fearful of stepping out of these commandments. Because when we step into court, we say, Your Highness, Your Majesty. Those are the names we call unkulunkulu in the same breath. They taught us to call that with God. It's subliminal, messaging. Your subconscious is constantly saying, if you call this guy Your Majesty, he must be godly. Because when you are praying, you are saying, God, you are majestic. So this guy must be of God's stature. This is what God, I've been taught God looks like these people. Blonde hair, blue eyes, pink skin. And because I've got more melanin, I'm fan man. Subliminal messaging. And unfortunately, we were given this book and we were told, come to church every Sunday, so that the indoctrination is stamped in and it's rubber stamped in every Sunday, so that on Monday when you start using words like Your Majesty and Your Highness with each other, then you start feeling the guilt, because on Sunday we just reiterate how off the track you are, and we hit it again, so that you live in fear constantly, and you are fearful of not making it into the cut that goes into heaven. When they are having heaven here on earth, banamaplazi bahamba ngamabhaki, khona amakhehla asebenza emaplazini wabo till namhlanje akanayo inqola, kodwa washa imoto kaNkosi namhlanje una 21 years. So when Nkosi passes away, even this is actually the system that they've created for us, is that sihambe siyongena o UKZN, so ngena TUT, so ngena University of Pretoria, so that we have a certificate which we can hang on the wall, so that sithi hey Thenjiwe ufundiwe bafethu, ufake mpulampula, so that kusasa ke uThenjiwe, when she passes on, all that she can give her kids is that certificate that she hung on the wall. But of course, Shona, he's able to give to his kids that farm, the cows, the crops that he has on there, the vehicles that he's got there, the bank balance. Stefan then automatically at age 21 is able to sustain that life and that business, and he flourishes. All that you can show for that is a piece of paper the white man gave you to say you are educated.
That's why we don't see them at universities. We never see them. But when you think of how much is a 4-year degree, they will give you a loan to go to university. But they won't give you a loan to buy a house. They won't give you a loan to buy a farm. If you said, instead of giving me this 400,000, I will be paying at uni, give me the 400,000, I want to buy cows, they would never give you. And agriculture is a business with definite return. They won't give you a business loan. If education was that helpful, to make their dreams come true. We are just certified slaves.
Something very small. Ne? So what you do is you create a consumer when you are enslaving someone, you know. So you create a mindset what they are consuming, that's where status is. So what you do is you create a brand and you call it Gucci, or you call it Dolce and Gabbana. And then basically, this is where status is. So when you've got this, you've acquired this, you are of a better standard than the black next door. So you make me fall in love with the consumerism. It's a mindset. Then you make me fall in love with Golf 7, which is not ideal for me because Golf 7, what you then do is you allow me to qualify for lending a CON asset. Then you approve me for a Golf 7. Then I apply for a house loan, and you decline me for that.
A house loan, that is half the price of Golf 7, half the price, but they won't approve.
They will not approve you for that because you don't have collateral, because that is an asset. The Golf 7 is not an asset. But they want you to pay for the Golf 7. Don't want you to pay for the house. The Golf 7 will cost you 9,000 Rand a month for 60 months.
And the house will cost you a lot less. But they say you can't afford to pay for the house. Because with the house, you are paying over 20 or 30 years, but they won't give you that.
So what you do is, I want you to consume. So what I do is, even if I take even if I ask for a house that is 300,000 Rand worth and a car that is 300,000 Rand worth, they will say, I will approve you for the car, which is for 5 years, but I will decline you for the house, which is for 20 years. And what you do is, even if they approve it, the very same amount, 300,000. Why can't I pay this off over 60 months that you're making me pay the car off?
No, they say you won't afford.
So what I'll do is I'll keep you locked in for 20 years, enslaving you for the next 20 years.
Because once you're tied into those loans and contracts, you can't quit your job. You're stuck. How do you quit your job? The 5 years you've paid for have been in vain. Ephraim, at least Nate Africa. Sesinayo oseke wavuka wadla amasaladi njengoJesu. Hey guys, hey, zindlaliwe izindle South Africa. I love my country, Shem. Sesinayo nathi ke wavuka.
Yabona siswami, yabona knowledge. It's not the responsibility of anyone else but yourself, you know. And if you don't chase the knowledge of self, they usually say, blacks are stupid because they never wrote down their history. Not a problem. Look what the spirit does. What do they do? they created a spiritual encyclopedia. Bese bambizo Wandile, bese bathi, here's a gift, Wandile, speak to us. We are the encyclopedia. So I go to Ito, I go to Gogo Bani, and I say, Gogo, I don't know what in you know, I don't know lineage yagiti, I'm as good hola oban, you know. And then Gogo goes, no problem. I'll divine for you. I'll become the bridge. Let me speak to the library. And then we interact in the library, which is all Gogo Nabomkulbako that walks before you. Bese biza bodladla bomkabateli nina bakabateli inkundla zikabulawayo bese bayaphakama bayavuka bathi ubani osibizayo bathi hayi akunina ingane yenu nayo izokubuza ukuthi ibuyaphi bese bamnikeza the lineage of where you come from. No, uzalwa uAlbert. uAlbert uzalwa ubani uzalwa uZakaria uze, and they give the lineage, and that is where our history is. But you know what, when they realize that our history will never be taken away, all that they taught us was your spirituality is evil, it's demonic. So we feared what was sitting here. So we started fearing our God selves. And in fearing our God selves so much, we held on to what they you know, blacks are more Christians than the Christians that came with Christianity gate. We know the Bible better than anyone else. Ushumaila emuze ugcina umuze we are more Christian than the people that taught us Christianity.
That's why even our churches, if you go to black churches, there is no time yokuphuma. Siphuma bese kuphuma umoya ongcwele. As long as the Holy Spirit is still with us, yasonto. Ayindaba yo 1 hour.
Yasonto.
Ndaba zo 1 hour singenzini sasonto kuze kuphuma ispirit. Yeah, guys, we must not be ashamed of who we are. Asiqhubeke. Bese ethi, hey, we ended up getting into our 10 commandments. I'm loving this. S4 esiyakuyona manje. Remember that the Sabbath day. Nikhumbule usuku lweSabatha. Nikhumbule usuku lweSabatha.
Hey, God damn thuba ngale subject eSabatha. You see, when you scrutinize the Bible and what it was saying, on Sunday is not the Sabbath. Because my phone, when he was on the cross, it was a Friday. Because the following day was the Sabbath. So they had to take him down prior to him, prior to the Sabbath. Because on the Sabbath, they began a lot to. So he had to be taken down by his mother and her sister because cousin Mary Magdalene, because they could not physically do any work on the Sabbath. So they did it, you know, as quick as they could before the Sabbath celebration. So we are celebrating the first thing on the wrong day.
I'll tell you why. A black man works 6 days a week. 7th day is the day that you guys would want to use uhlaba to celebrate your ancestors, because that day you are off from work. That's why that day has to be reserved for something else. No, you can't be home. You must go and worship, go to church. And when you look into the history of the church and how it started and how it used to happen during the days of slavery, there would always be a white man, obagadile, to make sure that they are not having political meetings. They are being told what is in the Bible, not just and the minute you became a Christian and had a Christian name, you would be treated better, you would get a better job. So in order for people the hardest work in the field, they would go and join the Christianity. Simples. Bese, ngifuna ukuyilandelisa leyo. Nayi, ngifuna niyibuke ukuthi ilandelwa yini. Ilandelwa lethi hlonipha uyihlo nonyoko. Honor thy father and thy mother. Obabe noma weni balazi kahle ubondlululo bayayazi induku yebhunu, bayayazi induku yomlungu. So if you honor them and do what they say you must do, you will do. And obviously your parents love you. They don't want you to go through the hardship they went through. That's why your parents, trying to hold on to their names. That's why even our leaders, I find them weak. The fact that they still use amagama belungu. Kodwa-ke muyazi kahle i-apartheid. Khona izinto wazi ukuthi hayi la angeqi lokho angikwenzi. Because I don't know why in South Africa, especially in particular, in 2020, our leaders to still have, we know exactly how this name came and how they were forced upon us. Why, son, amagama esingisi?
And it's an indoctrination, and mina Wandile David Wandile, and unfortunately these names are going to be passed down. Once you start a cycle, it is so easy. If you do it right, it'll generate itself. It'll keep itself going. So now you've given the first Ladla David. Now this is the 5th generation David. That's me. Now, when I have a son, I'm going to pass it on because leli khehleli ngiphethe kumkhulu okhuluma nami emadlebeni ungamuzwa wena kodwa mina ngimuzwa angixoxele indaba zakho David. And if I don't pass this name on, uma sesithi David, he won't relate because wazi leli gama. You see how deep that what they were doing, they thought purposely and they strived for it, is that in order to change this, we've got to change our history manje as a people. We've got to physically change it. This is how we want things to go. Not isolating and leaving them out of it. Because this started way before you and I were even imagined. So in order to change it, I've got to start it manje emsamo ngithi gogo nomkhulu leni into iyenzekayo ngiyazwisisa ukuthi nani isandla senu was tied, your hands were tied in all of this, you could not move them, but here I am giving you the freedom to be able to say,
I'm listening.
You need as a black nation moving forward 100%. So if we don't change it manje, we cannot cry victim kusasa, because we have the opportunity to be able to change izinto wasamanje. Let's change them now. Nala magama swashintsheni Wandile mina angiyeno Wandile, Thenjiwe not Thenjiwe.
I mean no peti igama lami
Lerato, not Lerato.
Mina peti igama lami wahlula ukubiza Thenjiwe nami ngikubiza ngoba.
Because you don't make a mistake and call.
I want you to read here. I don't know if you can see properly, but it talks about the methods I'm giving you. Let me read them. It will control the slaves for at least 300 years, which means our methods about implement. Even our children, if we are not careful, will still be controlled by them. But at least 300 years. Yeah.
300 years. And it was done purposely. It wasn't a mistake. They didn't fall into it. It was a purpose. It was a purposeful thing. Yabona banenhlanhla abantu abunomsa mdluli, because unomsa mhlawumbe unomsa wawukhokho wakhe abomdluli, that clan name then stems with a whole lot of history. And unfortunately, you and I this day, we are the laziest generation of all blacks. When it comes to
meaning,
because
but that's part of the plan. That's part of the plan.
You've been trusted.
Benefits anyway. That's part of the plan. That's part of disabling you. Iti ungabulali. Thou shalt not kill. If you walk around England, you walk around South Africa, who's got the statues? The people who killed the most. What happened, Rwanda? What happened in Congo? But the people who were there not only to steal from the people, but also who killed millions of people and who killed even animals and stole them to put them in their zoos. Ngizoyihlanganisa eyakill no steal ngoba ikhona neyokungantshontshi la. They are honored. Hundreds of years after they died, there are statues of them. Uma wakho wasonto ezayoni wazi washona, mhlawumbe akanalo ngishitshe ethuneni lakhe, let alone a statue to honor her. But people who killed millions of your own people are honored everywhere. Kodwa kuthiwa wena ungabulali. You know why? So that even when you think ukuthi lo muntu uyangihlukumeza ungiphethe kabi, you'll never think of doing anything bad to him, because you might suffer here, but in heaven uzoba right. Khuleka wena safarisha la. Must be ezulwini soba equal. Why aren't we equal here on earth?
So it is this indoctrination in Kulmanga. It is okay for me to kill you. But for wena to even dare think about it, you are about to lose your seat in heaven. So you will never see that seat in heaven, because if you dare kill me, that is why kids, we call them a screw. They don't understand. I had a young boy, he's 11, and he asked me, why did apartheid last so long when there were 3 times more black people in South Africa? Ingane is thinking about it logically to say the numbers don't make sense, because this small minority treated this majority unjustly. But how was this done? How did this happen? Because the number game doesn't add up. But when you've controlled a people so much that their mindset says, even if I lift my hand up to throw a rock, I am in the wrong, because lo muntu is godly. He is made in the image of God. So me na suffering, I come from a lineage of slaves. So I was made, my bloodline, this melanin was made to suffer.
God among figures,
because there's nowhere in anywhere where I'll be okay. Because even the one verse where black men, with the one verse where you have in the Bible where there's a black man, he was helping Jesus carry a cross. He didn't do anything significant. Wayemthweza umthwalo wakhe. So that was what he was good for. They mentioned in the Bible.
Yeah. Vela good, guys. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Ningaphingi. Say the people abasifika si walk around without any cases of rape, with amabele etu, but they sexualized it and they made profits out of it. The people abafika ne-industry of prostitution, and so ukuthi lento le ingakhokhelwa imali. The same people who advertise naked girls go page 4 of newspapers and make money out of it. The same people who've made millions out of the porn industry. The same people abafika ne-divorce and divorce courts. Khuluma Wandile.
Let's take it a step further and actually understand the mind behind what that commandment to not commit adultery. They wanted to create a race that was on its own. It was pure. So when you create a law like that, what you then do is you segregate this bunch and you say, Nina, you can't go outside of this group. So this way we create that isolated group, to a blonde, a blue-eyed, that has pink skin, that looks like God. We've now prevented but you know what? We are going to rape yours. We are going to butcher yours. We are going to sleep with yours. We are going to do anything that we feel is singabenza, because they are our slaves. I'm the master. How do you own umphefumulo womuntu? How do you own umphefumulo womuntu? How do you put a price on a life? Because if you can do that, open a factory in central Johannesburg, put people, create people on conveyor belts.
And you know what? Another history that should be told in African schools, especially once again in South Africa, the history of the colored people, how it was started, how they were victimized, because they will never heal unless they know the roots of where they come from. Not these children that are born today, let's say a mixed race where you know the father, but you know the father, the child knows, oh, my father is German, my father is English, my mother is Zulu. The kids who were born during segregation, where they would be born out of rape, and then they would not be allowed to call no mama because the mama is black. And question yourself, why won't amakhala dakdala? If you back in the history, it was always the black woman. With and abanye abazazi ngempela, because some of them would be raped by ama-sailor. Come and rape and go. So awuwazi umsuka wakho, and umsuka kumuntu omnyama is very important to know imvelaphi yakho. Ngisho isihlahla siyazazi ukuthi mina ngisihlahla se-orange, mina ngisihlahla se-apple, mina ngisihlahla se-orange elihlanganiswe nento ethile, ingakho ngiphume ngabanje. So ukungazazi. And then because of segregation laws, ingane would not be allowed to cry, no baba would not be allowed to cry, no mom. Not that the fathers were present. And everyone knew, because awumane phela nje umuntu umfazi omnyama mithi ingane yomlungu. People knew. And that's why light-skinned people ended up being favored, because secretly, the fathers knew ukuthi inzalo yethu le. Njoba sine-colorism kwamanje nje.
The reason the colored nation is the most violent and the most bitter is because of that. Is that in Velapiabo, they have never been given an opportunity to be able to know it.
Kunzima, but we will get there.
In apartheid, they had to side. So,
number 8 bese sidlulile kona kuba suhlanganise no number 6, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal.
Yeah.
Say people who stole continents and their identities. Kumanje no Victoria Fall, but social Victoria afika ikhona vele leya fall eZimbabwe, it had a name. Mountains in Africa are named after them, but when they arrived, those mountains were already there. They had their own names and their own functions. Manje, we can't even go to certain places because they got Kruger National Park. We must pay to come in. Where did he buy it from? How did he attain it? So yeah, the same people who say do not steal. When they came, we didn't have countries in Africa. It was one thing, but they decided to divide. They even divided countries. When you take this Congo, it's gonna be a Belgian Congo. This one is gonna be my French Congo. And do you guys know what in 1968 in Congo they had human zoos? Not in Congo, in Belgium. Hey guys, how that was that allowed to happen? But they can't be questioned. But they were there. They would come just like you go to a zoo to see animals. And then you're telling me those people must tell us do not steal. The people who brought you the Bible are the same people who saw you fit to be put in a zoo. Who saw your ancestors, not even ancestors. Umuntu owazalwa ngo-1958 usaphila. Umuntu owazalwa ngo-1958 ngo-1968 iy'ngane ey'ncane kabi akakabi ngisho ugogo bakaholi nempesheni. And you are telling me ukuthi labo bantu labo find you as an equal when you could some of us could have been born in kulawo mazoo. Like they had like real zoos where it's a zoo. People come, baba poselo banana, and I'm not talking about imiyaga kuthiwa kudala. It's something nje manje. And Hey, khuluma mina ngiyajuluka manje.
Yeah, and Abu Sarah Batman were, pranced up and down, babu, and walked to a, a woman with that body shape, that area like that. That was someone's mother, someone's sister, ingane yomuntu lena, this is someone's aunt that you were prancing up and down, nibukisa ngaye, and they had these human zoos, and it just makes you ask yourself ukuthi labantu unembeza banawo yini, to view someone like that, you must be really low within yourself. You must really not really, I don't even know how to put it in words, because because are you that low in yourselves and in your belief in self, or you will actually drag another people, an entire people, a human race. You do not see the value yalo muntu, and the disrespect ebanayo to abantu bakithi, it's still alive today. Siyathanda thina abantu abamnyama to be able to, yes, and let's hush it down, let's not treat it. Hey guys, labantu when they were doing this, babangena logo.
That's exactly what they were doing.
And we've got to take back our.
That 300 years, it's the fear.
The only way we would, yeah.
When we say don't, it's because of the fear.
So
we fear the system.
And kakhulu sisaba kakhulu system, and
we're like women in an
show you a tad bit
we are in an abusive relationship. We are abusive relationship. We are as a Stockholm syndrome. That's exactly what we are going through. Abusive relationship.
Exactly.
It's because mina ebengenza ukuthi ingakho engenza ukuthi. Guys, hey.
I had a visit yesterday.
Yes, you had a visit?
Oh no, sorry. And I was saying, yeah, I had a visit and umfowethu Steven, a white man, and he said to me, Yazini, the biggest downfall of everything, it starts in fear. How the system works, the fuel for everything it's fear. You fear to be a failure, so you go to school and you get an education. Then you get a certificate that says you were fearful. Now here, because now if you fear indlala and not having the, taking the chances to start your own business so you get a job. Now, because emsebenzini you are mistreated. Now, the fear of not having an income and, being out of a job, so you can't pay for the car that is being financed, you stick. It's the crippling fear that has kept us where we are sitting right now, because everyone that has sat back or had an opportunity to change his zinto was crippled by this fear.
It
is the fear factor.
You are not like the rest of them. And then now you see yourself as different from your own people. But you're still not like them. Don't you dare think it means you are like them. So you end up not being welcome. Stress welcome. That's why we find ourselves suburbs, because you're no longer like the rest of them. But suburbs, you have no social life. So we can put to say lokshin. So where are you? Suburbs, urenda kuma-suburbs or ukhokha iy'kweletu zakuma-suburbs unomuzi kodwa awuhlali khona. You even fear to do izinto ofuna ukuzenza ezikujabulisayo. athi umuntu enomuzi omuhle omkhulu athi kuba umuntu akahlanjelana ngabe ngenza noma okuyimbuzana ngibonge ukuthi kade ngenza ukuthi ikwakho nje. But ayi uyabazi abelungu banjani, uyabazi abelungu banjani.
Angeke ngikwazi ukuyenza leyo nto lana gogo, akusingcono ukuthi ngize ekhaya ngenze lo msebenzi lapha ekhaya.
But uhambile ekhaya.
Kodwa lalela-ke, lalela ukuthi lalela ukuthi isiconfuse kuphi ne, ngiba nephupho elingitshela ukuthi leli khaya ngilithenge kulona ukuthi abantu abayithatha bazozifikela nje. They are people with a pride, bayazithanda, so they want an invitation to say ngicela usondele gogo, ngicela usondele mkhulu, senze lento ukuthi sikumukele la ekhaya. Uzungene uwazi ukuthi uma seningifuna ningificaphi, bese ke wena uthi ke I can't kule, ngiyahamba ngiyenza lona msebenzi, kwazi sabadala ukuthi ngihlala kephi ekhaya njani.
Bona they came to our country and changed our rules.
So uyayibona ukuthi siyazilahlekisa thina abantu
kakhulu.
We can't keep blaming them. We've got enough information kwamanje to be able to uplift ourselves and siguqule izinto. We cannot keep blaming, because let me tell you something, the system will not change for you or for me. We've got to create our own system. The system doesn't accommodate us. Make no mistake. You know, when you want to look at how do we create our own system, we need 4 things in every community. Ne? Whether we are Guamashu, whether we are Mamelodi, whether we are Zimbabwe, Harare, wherever you are coming from. In every black community, we need 4 things. 4 things to create a community. We need a school to educate the people. We need a hospital to heal the people. We need our own soup people, and we need our own.
Ngicela ukufaka nje lo myalo wokugcina.
That's a school.
Because usuthi indaba ewuthintayo, thou shall not covet. Ungebi. Ungahali. Shuthi watch us living a good life, ungayihaleli into zethu. Watch us living in better houses, ungahali. When I go to the river and get your water, come and clean our big house, ungahali. Ungayihaleli into yami, ungahali. When I be content with what you have. What you have is enough, what we are giving you is enough. Ungahali, ngoba muhaleli into yami, you will not go to heaven. Phela into ekwenza even empilweni uimprove wenzeni ukuhala. Into ekwenza uthenga imoto uhala ubona abantu bedrive imoto. Into ekwenza ube nomuzi omkhulu ukuhala. So umuntu meke wakhipha ukuhala, ukukhiphe the very reason for you to be a human being. Ngisho isilwane siyahala. Umona ke usekweyenye into. Umona is destroying someone because unento enhle. Uhala ukuthi ngaze ngayihalela i-t-shirt yaWandile awuthi ngiyosebenza nami khona ngizoba nayo ngiyayifuna. Ukuhala why kuthiwa ungahali, so that ubuke into zabo ungayihaleli. Wena hamba ohlala lapha endlini yakho yodaba, hlala lapho wena kwi-RDP, ungangihaleli mina engihlele emzini wami omkhulu ongafitha ama-RDP awu-200, ungahali.
Can you see behind me, sister? Can you see there? This is my vision board. There's my bike. There's the SRT8, Jeep.
I see the house.
Yes. All of this is here. Then brings this forward is visualize. Yeah, but I visualize it. So then I bring it into my existence and ngiyayibamba la. And in seeing it here, in the spirit, they feel it for they possess it.
Usuku, watch us take your minerals, productive land, and gold. Nina, ningahali. The same people who say,
You are saying whatever you give me.
but is feather. But I don't know if ilokhuzana yento izokwazi ukuzumela. But then that is his vision board. Usuyahala ke wena, ungahali. Ungahalela i-vision board yomunye umntwana. But when in Rome, do as Romans do, but not when you are in Africa. When you are in Africa, bring your own rules, bring your own laws. But when you are in Rome, do as Romans do. But when you are in Africa, no, disregard everything you found them doing. Bring your own rules, bring your own laws, rename things after yourself.
Yeah.
Only in Africa, nowhere else. Everywhere else, do as you would do in Rome. Hey,
you know,
yeah.
years ago I wrote a poem, and excuse my language, I called it Africa, which means Africa, the world's bitch, because everyone is fornicating you, because everybody is coming into you, taking what they want, leaving what they want, and going. And we had the say because we allow it to happen.
What's it going?
We allow it to happen.
Yeah, we ended up getting into 10 Commandments because
So let me
we're talking about what happened, what destroyed the structure, say African family, what destroyed our men, what disabled them from being responsible fathers. If you are just watching from now, you will have to rewatch and start from the beginning. Ngoba you have missed umkantsha waleli thambo. Yeah, khuluma Wandile.
Yeah, Bona, right now we are facing a phenomenon where black women are more powerful even than white men. And this was not part of the plan, but the plan was the black woman must be more powerful than the black man. So now we are sitting with women that are sitting here, ama CEOs, nama directors of my company, whose equals or partners are sitting down here. So noma sesibane ekhaya, there's already a clash because umama access umama because uyena oletha u 300,000 every single month la endlini, mina umholo wami is 12,000 la ekhaya. So my salary doesn't even pay for her car. I can't equal partner yam no muntu because ibrain la ekhaya.
Mese kuyavuka ukuthi uyindoda bese eyahamba yofuna owesifazane ohola u-3,000 lazothi mefika khona naye kuthiwa hayi ubaba uyomile, ubaba uyindoda. Bese siyaxakeka ukuthi indaba abakhonyana balamantombazana nemali bahlale bebajolela namantombazana anganamali.
Bringing in. Remember, I told you we are ending. Let's forget. Okay, what I was saying is we're finding a gap where the African woman, the black woman, does not have an equal a partner because she's been told she's sitting on a pedestal here, and the male is here with salary bases and things that they've acquired, education here, and and this was systematically done. So this is ripping our African homes apart. It is tearing black homes apart beyond measure because our forefathers, even if Mama was the one that was earning, or let me not even take it that far, even if Gogo was the earner in my kitchen, they would come back and you wouldn't even know when I would earns less than Gogo. But today, that is not what we are finding in our communities. The bigger earner wears the pants and lean. And this is killing the community greatly, and it's killing the black male because the male is born with the 3 P's. He protects, he provides, and he professes. So he protects his family and makes sure his kids and his wife are taken care of. He provides for them a safe home, a safe environment, and a safe community. And then he professes their goodness and their queenship. Amagama njengonkosikazi, you are a queen lanekhaya. Lana enkosini, me being the king of this household, uyinkosikazi, you are a queen. And this is our language, but we don't speak it anymore because we don't see each other as equals or on the same team. We feel like we're competing against each other. And this is why Amadota then decide it is easier, not that it is correct, not that it's right, it is easier for them to walk away than to stay, fight, and raise these kids that we've made in this union. And that is why I'm making this plea today to say, let's change this narrative. Let us change this in our communities. Let us understand that systematically this was built, but with our own brand new system as Abantu, we can change this, and we can change the future as we know it. We can change all of this because this was systematically done. So we need a system in order to unbreak this and undo this. Because if we continue doing it as we've been going, this is going to get worse. Because what we're going to end up finding is that we're going to leave seeds everywhere as Amato. We're going to leave seeds. And then there are no fathers in the community. There will be no fathers in the community at all. It's incredibly scary, the percentages of fatherless homes. It's scary because we are unable as a people to come together and understand Uguti as a unified force, as a unified family, we can undo the system. The man is seeing the woman as the competition, and the woman is seeing the man as the competition. And it's not even about that. It's actually it was from Mandulo. As a force, as one force. But if we don't get this right, we'll keep on going. And we will keep on doing this, and that is destroying.
But that's what
the black home, the
education
black
teaches us.
community. It is destroying every community, in fact, not just the black. Amakalas are struggling with the same thing. All these communities that we are associated with are struggling from the same thing. So how do we fix this? How do we fix this, you ask? How do we get amadoda that as awondle ingane zabo? I understand fully for Uputi that is not employed right now, that cannot physically give, to ingane and to support. But yet again, on the other flip side of it is ngiyakublame if awukho present. Kumnandi ukuletha i-present, but kungcono ukuba present. Let's get that right. Let's not get that twisted. Kumnandi ukuletha i-present yegrosa every month, but if ungekho present, it's not a present anymore. So i-presence yobaba to a child means the world more than your
that is so important, because also we have a lot abazi ukuthi ingane yondliwa ngemali mase efaka imali nje sekulungile. So present ne-presence, ngiyabonga kuleyo ndawo.
So kubalulekile ukuthi in order to change the future, the narrative of where we are going, in order to change our end destination, we need to fix the man first. Ukhumbule ukuthi, think about it in your growing up, Thenji. Kwakuthiwa ngizotshela ubaba wakho naliyiqonde ligwegwe nje, you were in line because you knew ukuthi ubaba ngayiza lento that you can't replace that. Nanoma ubaba kuyisidawa umathi beseke buye etshwaleni bamfakena ngaphakathi kwengolovane, but kungathiwa ngiyotshela ubaba wakho. Just that line, it showed you the power in which ubaba has. I grew up without a dad. Umawam is one of the strongest women that I've ever found. Wayiphila nanamhlanje ke, every single thing that she does, she teaches other women to say, I made a mistake with my son growing up by creating ukuthi abe nedrift nobaba wakhe, but she was strong enough in her mature stage to say, mend ways nobaba wakho, because one day he's going to be gone. And I respect her greatly because it took a lot of guts to be able to say, I saw my mistakes and I'm rectifying them. Go back, fix, but know where you come from so that you don't fall into the trap of saying, I'm going to become like this man. She set the standard of what a man is, and she wasn't one. That's the power of a woman. But now I want to speak to the men and say, when you are not there, who do you think is nurturing your child, your seed? Who is teaching your son to become a man? Because they don't have a man in the house because basele no mama. Who must show your son what manhood is? It is our duty as men to be able to set the example. And in not doing that, we are allowing anything that resembles manhood to come into the space. Please give me 1 second.
Yo, hayi kushubile guys. Kumnandi kushubile. But hey, siyafunda. And I think i-generation ezofika emva kwethu izofika kungcono kakhulu kunokuficwa yithina. Because sesiyawabona amathuba, siyayibona iy'nkinga. Yeah.
So it is of utmost importance that we fix the current situation, because if we don't fix it, it's going to continue. It is going to continue. So how this was started, this organization is called My Brother's Keeper. And how it started was looking back at where I came from. And now I'm in a situation where I don't want things to repeat themselves, where I am not present in my daughter's life. So Unati must never know what it's like not having Uba. So in order for the change to come, the change needs to be me. So I went through a spell of a period where ngangingenayo income. But in that period, I was being schooled by the universe to say, in this period, how do you then be present without bringing a present? So your presence grows a child more than the present. Because ingane remember ikumbula the presence, not the present. She won't remember what you did for her first birthday, but she will remember what you were there for the first birthday. So our presence is highly important, because ubuwena is incredibly important in building that child, because that first love, your baba, no one else can ever refill it. No one else can ever give it back. And that is why, as Amadota, we need to then go back and be present. Whether now to run no more now. Sisters as well out there, allow us to be present. In the same breath, allow us to be present for our kids. Because are you going to be the father? Yabona abantu abawu-2 noma behlukene, asihlalisane phansi ke sithi ke sithando sami anginayo leyo mali to look after this child, but so isikhathi sokukhulisa le ngane. Big difference. Bese umama ethi kumina, I've got the finances to look after this child, but I need your support and your assistance because lo mntwana uye crash ngo-6, no problem. No 5:45, I'll be there to pick up the child and drop them off. That is being present.
That is, and also
I work weekends.
Let's have-
So umntwana doesn't have any.
Let's have the money saved, because leyo mali bizokhokhela umalume or someone ozohambisa ingane, but wena as the father you are saying anginayo imali kodwa ngizokwazi ukumhambisa. Hayi, ngiyajabula kuleyo ndawo.
Exactly. So when doing all of this, I said, let's dismantle what's actually bothering abantu. Umama uthi uba ugani, how do I create a structure Wandile to say, I've been through this. I went through 6 years of not being able to buy unathi iteki like at 300. So I know how it feels to be sitting in that position. Okay, now that I'm not in that position, how do I create an atmosphere within the males? I mean, I'm not saying black males. I'm saying amongst males, because this as a nation, yes, affect. And this will go even beyond our borders if we set this up right. And we will, because I am pulling this into the universe to say we are setting this up right. We are creating a platform where social development ends up taking funds back to treasury, saying, I abobaba bayazondla ingane asadingi le mali kanje ye grant. Asiding le mali, because we are now doing things that was meant to do. I cannot raise Unati and the child next door. But me and Nobaba was next door can raise Unati and the kids next door together if we unify. So I then thought to myself, if 10 guys came together and they put 1,000 rands into a kitty, we now have 10,000 rand. And if we bought from the manufacturers directly, we then could buy enough food every month to last 2 or 3 months. But on top of it, this is not a food parcel that is dropped off by, I don't want to call political parties, but yeah, that party that says, "Nay, we are looking for votes," and they walk away. This is a food parcel that is created by a man that is taking responsibility for a seed and saying, I want to be there. So now we are bringing a present with our presence. So your $1,000, don't think you're gonna put it into my brother's keeper's account and then have me take responsibility of taking it to your seed. If you are thinking that, don't even bother. Don't even put that money in, because I want your presence. Because what we are going to do is when we go take that food parcel or that food gift, that present to your child, it will have a note written by you. The person that's going to knock on that door, Gabu Mama Wengane, wherever the child is, you. As you does, the 10 of us are going to be opening you. Well, the other 9, we are going to be standing behind you. And when they open the door, we say, we are here to support our brother who's a Wandile. You've got 9 people backing you up. Suddenly your 1,000 rand stretches far more than when you send the 1,000 rand to Mama Wengane. Ha, uthumela 1,000 rand ngithengani ngalokho? Ngoba lokhu akuthengi ushukela, akuthengi nempuphu, akuthengi nenyama, akuthengi Now we've got 10,000 rand amongst the 10 of us. That is a lot of food every month, don't you think? That is phase 1. We are now taking care of our kids in groups of 10. Yeah? Phase 2 then says, but if we can do this, we then can take 200 rand out of the 1,000 rand and put that aside. That is sufficient food still for the child. Say I want still, but we are now saving 200 rand. We've got 2 options on the 200 rand. We can either split it up into 2, the 100 rand one side, the 100 rand on the other side. We take the 100 rand and we start saving it. And after 2 years, 24 months, we have a sum there. We invest it into something So this investment then grows. And when the child is 18 or will decide, it's not my organization, it is my brother's keepers, it is ours. Nani bo mama ngicela ukuthi nibe khona. It is just not for me. It is a collective. We remember we said we are changing where we are coming from and where we are going. So it needs a collective effort. So with this, take it and we invest it. The other one is we buy groceries again, but instead this time we're not taking into umama wengane. With this grocery, we are now selling it to ispaza shop. Ama shop selection. We are creating our own shops. We are creating we are now creating an economic hub for ourselves. We always speak of economic transformation for the black child. Here we are creating it. We're not waiting for government. We are not waiting for a political party. We are creating our own economy. So we are now buying things of our own and creating our own economic platform with the very same 1,000 rand.
Wandile, I always ask, why is it Okofela do not invest? Why, Tina, we always just save, and spend? Why don't we invest? So for me, that's a very, very, very brilliant idea.
Giyabonga. The reason why Talkk don't invest is we don't have financial education. Talkk is actually the foundation. Just a brief history. Talkk is the foundation of how banks were started. So when they arrived here, they found us shy Talkk, but we were using cows, we were using fruit and veggie, and that is the reason why we cannot invest is we don't have financial education in our schooling. Difficult for the black child to be. I will buy a house and I will take a second loan from that house, and I won't live in both of them. I'll turn these into my chain. If we did as a black nation, Sisodwa, we would cripple all Woolworths, we would cripple all ShopRite, we would cripple or any brand that came about. I'm wearing a brand by a father who was working for Ford South Africa. He then took umholo wakhe, but then he goes by the name of Oprima Pop, and he then took a decision to say, my pension fund, I'm buying equipment because I need to feed my child and give him something when I pass on. That was the basis of the label of the brand. Here is a brand, MSK. The gentleman that made these is crippled. He sits in a wheelchair. He has 2 sons. His ex-wife does not want to be part of that relationship. Here is we are ones. So there's a lot of good men out there, and this is one of the systems that is going to be out there backing them up. And we're not going to survive if we do this on our own. We need sisters. We need you every month to pledge to say 200 now. Feed another child who doesn't have a father, whose father you don't know. But yet again, in the same breath, I'm saying, sister, if we and you can see the brainchild behind this organization, back us up. Uthi ngawami 500 now. Ubaba wengane yami Wandile wakwadladla akangincedi, ngicela ukuthi ngalo 500 nincede ingane yami nami, but nang contact detail yakababa. Then what we do is we say, Baba, we've got 500 here. We need 500 here so that we have our 1,000 so we can go bring a present ingane yakho. So this is part of it. We are not shaming. We are not naming and shaming. We are not talk shows that are on TV now that are chasing people on cameras and shaming the black nation. No. What we want to do is we want to say, brother, we understand you have difficulties, but it's time that you see your children. It is time that you get to see your children and you spend time in ingane zakho. If bakunqabela ukubona ingane because of le mali ongenayo, come we assist you. Then see your children. How much of healing will we bring to the nation? This is a healing exercise, guys. This is nothing to do with money. I don't care about the money element of this. I'm here to heal. As a healer, I'm here to heal the black nation by using this tool called money.
And will you
this
also
is going to go to a corporate scales. We are going to be.
Will you have conferences as well where you are educating these men about the importance of their presence in their children's lives? Because we need that as well, because we must remember some men grew up without a father. So they themselves do not have a father figure. So will you be doing conferences to teach them?
See, so this definitely that is the most important wing of this all is that the education element of how do I father, because we don't have that in our communities, we don't have that in our backgrounds. That how do I father? What is it to be a father? It's not about the pocket and the depth of it. It's actually about the presence and the knowledge and the imparting of this knowledge onto your child. I need to teach you and that in itself gives her the identity of where I come from, who am I. And a lot of girls and a lot of young people are suffering from that. They don't know imvelaphi yabo, and not knowing that you have to rely to umama to give you identity, and you are half balanced, if I can call it, because you only know one facet of you, the one side of you, whereas umuntu is created by two people, two sides of the family, two flips of the coin. And in order to be a full human being at your full capacity, you need to know the flips of both coins, the sides of both coins.
Is just so important. And to have, yes, even as growing up, to have something got ngiyithengele ubaba, ngiyobona ubaba, the pain of ingane enganababa ephila.
I've got 5 guys that have put their names down already. They've got their own families. In fact, one of the guys here does Jonas Swanganye, no Troy Maye, who've put their hands up and said, when this starts off, I'm putting my hand up. Who's are you putting your hand up? Will you support? I'll call you Baba. Come on. He's here with me, he's listening, and he says, listen, the initiative, I'm behind it. I've got a child. And he's supporting his daughter. And he's saying it with such pride. Come on, I want to invite you. Come on. But I'm impressed. Uputwam is all the way from Ezim. And I said to him, the same issues you've got are the same issues I've got. And together we can change the African continent. And he's just said, you know what, I've got a daughter. And I've got a child. And in this, I'm going to support. So now we've got the 6th guy.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Umncedi wohlelo initiatives uthi make online conferences also mntakadeli ukuze simeme namanye amadoda on your presentations, especially in these days where senza izinto zo Zoom nani. Would you be willing to do an online conference yamadoda? And whenever you are ready, we can advertise you on this platform to invite amadoda.
I'd highly appreciate that. I started last year, and I realized the need for this, because men are hurting bad, and Abana platform. Yabana Nina, as Abafaz, you've got something called a sisterhood, and gule sisterhood, niyakhuluma and niyabhodla, and then when uma nibhodla lesilonda siyaphola. We don't have that as guys. Uma sesihlangene sikhuluma ngani ukuthi umbonile uThenjiwe ukuthi unjani, hayi mfana bengangena lapha kuThenjiwe hayi ngizoba right, but we don't speak about constructive things and things that hurt us at ekhaya, because sasikhuliswa ukuthi indoda ayikhali, indoda ifela ngaphakathi, uyimvu, you'll die inside. And unfortunately, it doesn't work. That is why we are having such killings, because abantu ababhodli, when Thenjiwe steps on my toe in the relationship, we don't have that to say, hey man, ungizwisa ubuhlungu. In marriages, abantu amadoda awabhodli, to say, Sithando Sam, I don't like it when you do 1, 2, 3, 4. You will find out the day that he hits the top and he's boiling and he lays his hand on you. It wasn't something he was planning on doing, but he's hit the top and he doesn't know how. He's never been trained how to suppress that anger and then verbalize the pain. We don't verbalize the pain. I want to teach you a technique manje woyindoda. Uma ke kwatisile umama sekhaya, thatha this. Thatha ball pen. At that very moment, write how you are feeling. Write it. And then put the book down. Uye ngaphandle. Take a breather. Come back maybe 20 minutes later and read what you've written and see if you still feel the same way. 90% of the times that I've done it, I didn't feel the same way because Umoya was so asleep. But I'm thinking, had she read this, or heard it, I would have destroyed what I had. Ekhaya. So we need to then heal from this, because Abu Baba want to be fathers. Let me give you that much. We want to be fathers. We really want to be fathers. We just need to be taught how to father.
Hey,
so we need fathers who will father.
We are hurting as a Black nation, our wounds, because even when we got freedom, we were not even told how to deal with it. In fact, I still question myself, did we really get freedom? Are we free? Because as long as we are not economically free, are we free?
If we are not part of the economy, we are still enslaved. We can't be part of that. If you are not part of the economic activity, you are not part of the country. And unfortunately, we are not part of the economic activity, majority of it. So we are just citizens in the country.
We live on hand-me-downs.
And unfortunately, we live off hand-me-downs. The guy that's sitting next to you doing the same job probably earns a little bit more because...
And he was taught by you. That guy was taught by you.
He was schooled by you.
I always make the same example. That's why a white teacher and a white policeman, for a Black person, you have to be really something big. A teacher, a single mother who's a teacher, it's very difficult to unless you have another job on the side or another hustle on the side. But we never question ukuthi bona kanjani. Hi kunzima, but I think it's very important in indaba yesondlo, both uyibeka kamnandi present ne-presence. Akungabo kodwa. Ibalulekile presence, ibalulekile present.
100%. So you're not 100%. So this initiative is not to say, hey, chief, you're not taking care of your kids. What are you? No. I'm not here to point a finger. I'm here to say, chief, put your hand over mine. You are limping. This leg is not standing. Let's use my two plus your one, and let's walk to the next stage until you are able to stand on your own two. Let us teach each other how to carry this, because if we bulk things, if we bulk buy, and if we bulk distribute, we are actually then changing our own narrative, and we're actually forcefully including ourselves in the economy. So
that's just so important.
We are not asking for...
How do people get in touch with you?
For a space. Okay. I-contact number yami 072 72.
Unasho ukuthi uyafuna babe na number yakho?
Hayi mina ngiyabhlokha shem. Lo abafona ngo-2 bayozobuza ukuthi nginjani, abashelayo abafuna ukuhlekisana ngizokubhlokha shem. Hayi masinya futhi. I've got a lot of work. I've got a mandate enkulu. Laba ngihamba nabo futhi bazongitshela ungakacali ukuthi hayi lo uze ngokudlala. So hayi it's 072
Yes.
72 38 245. I will repeat.
Yeah, so guys, I hope you
072 38 245.
Perfect. Thank you so much, guys. Here is the number. Please do take it down and get in touch. Tell other men as well. I'm looking forward to the first conference, to the first Zoom conference. I think it would be a perfect time to do it now while everyone is at home.
100%.
Zoom, and because also abanye abantu bayasaba ukuthi they will be judged. There's a lot of stigma surrounding amadoda. Some they will be judged as weak. And when you do it on Zoom, people don't even have to show their pictures. They don't have to show their face, but they can participate. They can listen.
Faces.
I think that would be a nice thing to do. It's very, very, very important. And thank you so much. Hey, kumnandi ka YouTube, guys. If you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do subscribe. Thank you so much to Nelim Kize for the super sticker. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. And thank you so much. Well, so I asked no good le mali. But thank you so much. I really appreciate your support. It means a lot to me. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys. People must definitely get in touch. If you know other men, please do let them know. And also as women, we must stop being the reason amadoda angondli ingane. You as the new woman empilweni yakhe akufanele kube wena omvimbayo ukuthi ondle ngoba nakho mhlambe zakhe azondliwe. Let us asisho ukuthi ba friend with uma weingane, but asingabi ama reasons why abantu bengazondli ingane, because sometimes nathi si guilty ngalokho umuntu afike kwi relationship usenyanya ingane usebona imali ewastwayo ngokondluka kweingane. Think of yourself ukuthi wena ujabula kanjani uma ngabe ubaba wakho ekhona empilweni yakho and present. And we are also a nation with a lot of fatherless children in terms of rates esishona ngayo. So wena if usakhona, please be responsible. Uyondla ingane. Nabantu besifazane futhi asiye kuba greedy. Because abanye mina nje umuntu oke wasebenza ko family court. Hayi abanye bafune ngisho imali yokwenza izinto as part of isondlo. So nakhona asingabi greedy kakhulu. Let us be very thoughtful. Abanye afuna ukuyisa ingane esikoleni esibiza umholo wonke wendoda. Ubona ukuthi le ndoda kushuthi ngeke iphinde ikwazi ukwenza empilweni yayo. So nathi sometimes we have to blame. And if kuukuthi you cannot communicate ngesintu thina sazi ukuthi vele ubaba wengane ukhuluma nogogo wengane. Hayi noma wengane, especially mangabe isando break down a relationship ngoba nisuke nemoya isaphezulu kusakhona nesikhwele kusakhona into eziningi enganenza ninga arrive to ama decisions aphilayo. So maybe we should go back to lezi zinto zesintu ukuthi vele kahle uma usuhlukene nobaba wengane kufanele a communicate nogogo wengane.
I in preparation for this, I wrote a poem for our board. I don't know if you.
I just want to go through some messages.
It's called Black Brother.
Uyezwa Wandile?
Okay.
Ngithi ngicela sivale ngayo ipoem ngisafuna ukuthi go through the messages. I won't be able to read all the messages, but there are so many interesting messages. Usis Nomsuti, there's a son of mine, not biological one, but I take him as my son. I'm really impressed with him. On Father's Day, he was teaching his son is a Tsakazelo Zakhe. That was very good. How beautiful is that? Teaching ingane yakho
That's
ithakazelo.
very nice.
That is so important. And now we forget to teach our children our family histories. Thina asifundisi ngokubhala, sifundisa ngomlomo. That's why we used to sit around the fire, library ekhaya or ugogo ekhaya would tell ama stories. That's how we would even know ukuthi kwakukhona umkhulu bani, he used to be like this, when ufuze bani waye njengawe nje, when uphaphile ufuze bani, ikhala lakhe likasibani bani. Those are very important. It makes us know ukuthi
Yes.
sivelaphi, singobani, nezithakazelo zethu. Singasabi futhi ukuthakazela izingane zethu. Ukuthi umlungu aka-understand ukuthi uthini uma ungabe uthakazela okwakhe lokho akukona kwakho. Yeah.
Impela.
Uliso uthi balekile ngempela lento eshiwo ngubhuti Wandile. I remember when I grew up, my father used to go around the village, take the kids to school ehamba ngehashi engena umuzi nomuzi. That is just so beautiful. And that is so responsible. I think this is back to the point.
That's beautiful, man.
Ukuthi there is always something you can help with. Why kuze kuqashwe umuntu ozokwenza into ukhona wena? Inkosi ngiphila uthi yazi ukuba khona kukababa empilweni yomntwana kakhulu noma ngabe unayo imali noma akanayo, lokho kukhulu enganeni. Hey, aphinda athi usisinomsa la, lack of financial knowledge. Hey, lack of financial knowledge isibulele. Even mina myself, when I look at imali esengayimosha ngokungazi, ngibhayiza. Hey, yeah, my investments aswazi. Invest endwangini. Uncede uthi uma umuntu ubaba kubalekile ukwenza isiqiniseko ukuthi ungahlulwa ilento ezingadingi imali. Time, care, love, guidance. Those things are worth more than gold emntwaneni. Ooh, that is so powerful. Time, care, love, and guidance. They are worth more than
powerful.
Aphinda athi umncedisi, we've missed it kakhulu in Africa. Women have always been the pillars of our families. When obaba beye ezimayini, omama babetshala, taking care of the household, which was more than salaries. Yo. Yeah, guys, we've come too far. But we are taking it back bit by bit. Even these are very important.
Yes.
We need to have more discussions like this one in order to create more work in South Africa. There's a lot of maningi ama-sleepist. Maningi ama-sleepist in South Africa, especially. Maningi ama-slaves of the system. Uthinjusuku, I mean, you'd rather call me a rebel, but I'm not going to be exploited. Ngivumeshe. I think this was the point of how we have abandoned into zethu. What a discourse, Bantu. Thanks. Yeah. In Belgium, that's the worst place, and they did all the atrocities in Congo. The other one, Thenjiwe, I think you have it. Babies that were thrown in the river. Hey, that one, okay? And people whose arms were chopped by Belgians. Guys, hey, sivela kude. And then we are just blamed. People don't know. Yes, if people don't know. Ukuba nomuntu muhamba na muhlangana naye uthi wazohamba kabuhlungu lona indaba elokho esibambezele ehamba kancane. Mase kuba khona oshoyo ukuthi hayibo behamba nge-wheelchair, yazi is doing very much better. Uyaqala nawe umzwela umdabukele. But mocabanga ukuthi uyaqhenya nje. Fana noma uhlangana nomuntu uthi awumudle imali yakhe. Mase kuba khona ochaza ukuthi hayi isifo sakho uhamba kanjena uneqhaqhazela ukuthi uyaphuza, then you get to understand them better. But if umuntu ungamazi, it's easy to judge them. That's why not it's so easy to see judge, because people don't know. Hey, Thompson Maslwane, the saddest part that need to be changed soon is that we're still being taught African history and culture through the eyes of the Caucasian. Abantu abafana noWandile bayafuneka. I always say ukuthi, until the lion learns to write and tell its own history, the tail of the hunt will always favor the hunter. That's why Bati, I was attacked by a shark. No shark has ever gone to anyone's sitting room and attacked a person. Ibona baye emanzini kaShaka, ubaluma uShaka bese kuthiwa they were attacked. So nje, yeah, it's very bad, guys. It's very bad, but at least we are getting there. We are getting there. Amanda, this is a deep topic. A wise man once give a black man education, you'll control him forever. Hence, the education Ekaya enslaves us. I always say I was born intelligent, but education ruined me. Education does ruin a lot of people. We must be careful of how we get educated and what we do with our education. Unombuso Mpanza, uthi, your God is your husband and your wife is your queen. If there are no kings, there will be no queens. Cry, my beloved country. That is so true.
I want to give a shout out to Nombuso Mpanza because, you know, she's the one that introduced Moses Thenjiwe, and she said, you know what, why did I need to get you onto this platform? And we are so.
She's the glue that puts
in Nelspruit where you are sitting, Siswan.
Yo.
She's the glue. Try, my beloved country, sister. I appreciate you greatly because you saw the potential in a brother and you said to me, Moses Thenjiwe, no Wandile, there's something they can do together. So that's the lady that put the two of us together.
Guys,
we thank you greatly because you've changed so many lives and you realize it.
Yes, we thank you and we love you and we appreciate you. And guys, we are so, there's something I'm looking for here in my comments. Someone had asked about a certain verse. I can't see Lokuzana, the question, but the verse, let me see if I can find it. It's a heartbreaking conversation. I think some people are bazi ukuthi mawufanele ube ngubaba kumele wenze njani kulindelekeni kuwe. That's why we need these conferences.
Yeah. No, I think the first one will be in 2 weeks. The material is ready. It's just me getting everything ready. If you give me 2 weeks, so when you come to the conference Zoom and you have a wife, I want her next to you so that she can remind you of the things that we will discuss in that conference, so that you have a benchmark as Usisi to say, this is what a man is in accordance to that, and these are the agreements that we've made. So it will be a contract between the two of you to say, you will be doing this, and as your wife, this is my expectation, so that we are able to fix the man so that he's fixed right next to his woman.
This is the verse that they were asking for. Matthew 5, verse 10 to 12. Let's blessed are those who are persecuted for righteousness. So I'm sure Nyala's long a little verse Bible. Blessed are you when they relieve and persecute you and say all kinds of evil against you falsely for my sake. Rejoice and be exceedingly glad, for great is your reward in heaven. For so they persecuted the prophets who were before you. Izo zonke izinto ezasibulala imiqondo le. So bayajabula abashushiswa ngenxa yokulunga kwabo ngoba umbuso wezulu ngowabo. Ngifuna umbuso walala, I'm here, ngiphila lana.
Manje
Ojabula abantu mebekuhlambalaza, bekushushisa, futhi besho yonke inhlobo yentembi ngawe. Bekuqambela amanga ngenxa yami. Jabula, ngixhumane nenjabulo yakho mina. ngoba umvuzo wezulu kuzobe wakho. Should let them do everything to you on earth. Don't complain. Mekushaya isihlathi mnike esinye. Umbuso wezulu kuzobe wakho. Yo, hi, yeah, guys. But thank you so much. I appreciate you, Wandile. We need more men like you, and we need to have these conversations. They are very, very important. We really appreciate you, and siyabonga kakhulu. Angazi if there's anything else ofuna ukisho uvalelise before sifundele ipoem. But guys, here is a Facebook link. Yeah, Wandile, please do follow him and send him my inboxes if you have any more questions about what's about the initiative and the men's conference. Here are the links to his Facebook. Please just, if you press the link and follow him, and then you will be able to inbox him. We also did give you a number yakhe. Do not abuse the number. Use it for izinto ezibalulekile. Here is the number. Yebo, Wandile, if there is anything else ofuna ukuyisho before usifundele ipoem loy.
I want to firstly thank you for being the queen that you are and taking the crown and the responsibility placed on amahlombe wakho by amathonga akho and saying, I'm going to change the black nation by using comedy as the remedy to fix the nation. Siyabonga kakhulu because your jokes are not just jokes. They are medicine that heal us. So keep making the nation laugh because it's exactly that which the nation needs. Keep taking ubizo lwakho seriously as you do. Keep the nation smiling and laughing as you are, and keep being the brilliant being that you are. Ngibonga wonke umuntu that glues in to your sessions. I have daily sessions as well. Go Facebook. I go live and I share some of the knowledge that Abadala have imparted on me because it's my responsibility to do so. So on a daily basis, you can look me up, Wandile Zaza, on Facebook. We discuss on a daily basis. I want to introduce, and I'm going to send you Lapo UK, Lapo Corner. These are called happy caps. Yeah.
What are they?
Okay,
What are
so
they called?
What they are is they are actually herbs. Which have been capitalized.
I like the packaging.
What your psychologist, psychiatrist, and whatever would give you to make you feel happy when you are depressed in the herbs that we have as Africans. All we've done is package them in a way that looks smart for you to put on your table. Happy caps.
Nice.
I'll put some more information on my Facebook page. I want to thank kakhulukazi umama ongikhulisile single-handedly. I want to thank ugogo wami ongikhulisile. You know, these two women were power tools in my life. Ngithanda ukubonga no-aunt wami because there were three women in my life that raised me, umama, ugogo, auntie. Ngithanda kakhulu ukubonga that I know. I want to urge umuntu omnyama to be able to go into your own spaces, be African, be as African as you can be. If you don't know your lineage, contact us, DM us. We can help you because thina sima-Afrika sikhuluma nomoya, sikhuluma namadlozi, sikhuluma namathonga. We can link you to where you come from, so it will help you with where you're going. Any other questions that you may have, any other things that you're struggling with, maybe where we can help you, DM me on Facebook, on Instagram, Wandile Wakadladla. The number's on the screen right now. That has WhatsApp as well. WhatsApp me as Kulume, and let us get the knowledge across. You might teach me something, and I might teach you a little bit something, but those two pieces of knowledge might change the future generation that comes after us. The change that we are setting in motion today might not take effect namhlanje, but it will change the world. It will change my generations as everything else that we want. We might not experience in this lifetime, but those that follow us, those that come after us, will thank us one day, and they will call our names and they will write our names in the books of history, and they will remember you as a valiant warrior who stood up for his own people or her own people and said, enough is enough. We are setting the change in motion. Ngibonga wonke umuntu that always glues in, that always puts an input in. Read these books, write those books. Umuntu omnyama bhala leyo poem. Do whatever it takes to add your 2 cents worth, because umvelincangi, the creator yalapho wonke umuntu umdali, has given you that 2 cent to add kule 2 cent enginayo, and that 2 cents worth is what is going to change everything that we have, that we possess, everything that we're striving towards. You've got in your hands. You are the God self that you've been waiting for. That very same person that abate uyabuya, when ubuyile, reincarnated in your melanin, in your power, in your strength. As I sign out, I just want to leave you with the message that says that the master, when he made you, he had to take a piece of himself to create you. And that is why you are a piece of the master, hence you being the masterpiece that you are. Look well after yourself. Teach your children your ways. Teach them your origins and where you come from, in order for them to know where they are going. Because the people who don't know where they come from don't know at all. They have no clue of where they're headed. I got much love and much appreciation for all of you. Walk in power. Walk in your power. Take back your power. Let disease ekhona kulana abantwini bakithi to say bazathini. That is giving away your power. Take it back, because you deserve so much more. Everything that you've been crying for and asking for is being put on your plate. Take it right now. Take it by fire. Take it by force. It is yours. It is God-given. Respect the next man. Respect your fellow brother. Respect your fellow sister. Asondleni izingane zethu, and let us put power into this initiative, and let's take care of our kids as a collective, whether they are in here in Africa, whether in South Africa. If you've got kids in Zimbabwe, let's take care of them. If you've got kids in Madagascar, let's take care of them. If you think you've left, if you even just think what you've left a seed, let's take care of that thought of what you've left a seed. Let's take care of our own kind. We are one of a kind, and we are the only kind. So let's be kind to ourselves first, and let's be kind to the fellow man, because without that kindness, we will never change generations. We will never change lives. So I just want to read you what I wrote as we sign out. We are going out. This is a poem to you, brothers. It reads as follows. I usually don't share. This is the first time that I've ever shared anything that I write. But excuse me if it doesn't sound right. But I don't care, because I wrote it for the black brother. It's called Black Brother. Black brother, your worth is not determined by your value, and your value isn't determined by others. Black brother, you're an African an African king. Sit on your throne with the greatest of pride and know you are needed. You are current. Your current may not see that, but don't deprive the future from appreciating and loving you fully. Black brother. Black brother whose seed stems from a black African queen mother. Black brother who's been sidelined because he doesn't see 63, and when they AMG because his equation doesn't M to the power of 4 when the other's black card. But trust me, black brother, this gives no woman to give you disregard, for one day you will see your value, and beyond R&B, for your soul's music will be her R&B, and baby, together you'll be able to face it all. She may park at gates with men and pay you no respect, but black brother, respect yourself, for to some lady you are everything. Black brother, she's not the one if she doesn't celebrate the small things with you, even if the war hasn't yet been won. Black brother, a woman that loves you will respect how she presents you in public, and your wounds she first licks. Black brother, you'll be the only toy playing on her lit, even if your name isn't dildo, and that's for you, black brother. Ngithokoze ngibonge. Sibonge.
That is beautiful. Thank you so much. That is just so beautiful. I hope one day it will be published. I hope it will be published, and I hope even ey'koleni bazoyifunda abafundi. Yeah, sikhathela ama-Shakespearean sonnets. We
I've
need
got
things
a
to talk
book
to us.
that I need a publisher. I need a publisher. Let's put the stuff out, man.
We really do. We really do. Thank you so much. I absolutely appreciate you. Thank you, everyone, for watching. If you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do subscribe. It is absolutely 100% free. And also, please do follow Wandile. Wandile, are you on YouTube? I haven't seen you on YouTube. You must come and join the YouTube family.
I'm joining the YouTube family, so I mean, everybody's been asking me to YouTube and say, listen, we need a page here for the information you are giving us. We need it. We need to find it. We need it to archive. So I'm joining you very shortly.
Please do. Yeah, so once Wandile is on YouTube, I will give you a page like a link to his page. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much, Nelly, for the super sticker. I appreciate you. Thank you for supporting the channel. uNkulunkulu abe nawe njalo nje. Thank you so much, Liso L. Thank you for the super sticker. uNkulunkulu abe nawe njalo nje. Thank you so much, guys. Anazi nginithanda kanjani. You guys have made my lockdown feel like it's not a lockdown, yes? Yeah. See, I'm not the only one who thought it was a beautiful book.
And
I'm not the only one.
He's all the way out there in Mamelodi.
Buhle, you are one friend of the channel that I also really appreciate. There are so many of you that I appreciate who are always here for me, and guys, I really appreciate you. Says Pumanje, I will leave you with something. Remember that video I was telling you about? I will remind you because some of you did not see it. So I will play it for you as your goodbye.
Jesus Christ has been trending in Africa after he visited Kenya for an international Christian crusade.
If you know Jesus loves you, wave your hand. I say, come on. Jesus! How many of my father's hired servants have more than enough bread?
While it was initially believed that Jesus Christ had come to South Africa, it was later revealed through his Facebook page that he had actually come to visit Kenya, and later on seen preaching to them in the International Christian Crusade.
And the Bible says that he put a ring on his finger.
After he went viral on social media, the identity of the man who is the spitting image of what is depicted by the Western media to be the way Jesus Christ looked like has been revealed to be Michael Job, an American evangelist and actor.
If you know God has the best plan in your entire life for you, jump. Jesus! God has a special plan for your life. I want you to know God is a good father.
Believers who were happy that they had seen and touched the Son of the Lord himself were very disappointed when these news were revealed. 28-Hour News spoke to one of the believers who even took a selfie with the Son of the Lord. I will never ever bath or shower again. I cannot believe I touched the Son of the Lord. Even now I cannot believe it. I am blessed. I am blessed. Even though I have 4 children, I am now a virgin because I am born again. I have never seen such a miracle. I know some of you non-believers will be saying this is a lie. But even the Bible itself, they say that people will deny him when he comes back on earth. Me, I will go to heaven because I did not deny him. I am so happy that I saw the Son of the Lord.
When you become a son, you receive the rights of the promises of God.
Ukiwa mwana unapokea haki, kupokea ahadi zote za Mungu. Yes,
Please subscribe to my YouTube channel for more videos. Subscription is free. Mahala.